Have you ever outlasted a manager who made your job miserable? I used to work at one of the big-name hardware stores in my area. It was a household name, offered decent pay for the region, and had some room for advancement. I never really settled into one department, though. Instead, I became the store's Swiss Army knife. Hardware, plumbing, mixing paint, cutting keys, preparing install contracts, explaining every appliance model on the floor. I could do it all. It wasn't glamorous, but it built my reputation as the person who could step in anywhere and get the job done. 2 years in, corporate launched a brand new program, an all-in-one renovation and remodel service for interiors. They even created a position just for me. My job was to help the designer with product selection, explain features to customers, handle contracts, and locally market the service. Everyone was excited. The pay, however, stayed at just $10 an hour in 2015. From day one, the program had problems. It was too expensive for our area. All materials had to come from our store, which limited customer options. And nobody outside the store even knew it existed. Corporate gave us nothing to start with. No marketing, no completed projects to reference, nothing. We had to invent our own tools. I made a promotional video and got permission to use the company card to buy a TV and media player to run it on a loop in the store. We built in-store room vignettes to show off our design capabilities. Slowly, word started to spread. Then came Devin, the assistant manager. At first, he seemed supportive, bringing good energy to the project, but when sales didn't take off instantly, his patience evaporated. He blamed the designer for everything, even though she had no control over contractor quality, pricing, or the long design process that customers needed to make big decisions. Devin didn't understand the scope of what we did. He hovered constantly, made unrealistic suggestions, and pushed us to rush customers through. That's a terrible strategy when you're talking about tearing apart rooms in someone's home. Customers started feeling pressured, got cold feet, and backed out. After months of growth, our momentum died. Instead of reevaluating, Devin doubled down. He tightened control, ignored liability concerns, and demanded quicker sales at any cost. Eventually, he fired the designer. I'd put in months of work building this program from scratch, so watching him destroy it was infuriating. I started pushing back in my own way, teasing him in ways that made it impossible for him to react without looking bad. It worked. He backed off and let me run the program in the interim, since I was the only one who could. But when a new designer came in, Devin moved me back to my old role. Promotions I was qualified for went to others. The market was full of long-time employees being shuffled around, so I decided I was done. Then the perfect opportunity landed in my lap. Corporate emailed an anonymous manager review survey. Our store computer stayed logged in under a shared profile, so I wrote down the link and confirmed it wasn't unique. All day, in every department I visited, I filled out a survey for Devin. Some praised him in ways that subtly exposed his incompetence. Others pointed out his flaws directly. I never lied. I just put in writing what most people only said behind closed doors. After that, Devin barely looked anyone in the eye. 2 weeks later, he resigned as assistant manager and took a design position on the far side of the store. Ironically, the exact role my friend had before he fired her. I left a couple of months later for a tech support job. While I was still in training, I heard from friends at the store that Devin had been fired. It happened at Christmas, the same time of year he'd let my friend go. Maybe he learned something from it. Or maybe for the first time, he understood what it felt like to have someone above you make all the wrong calls and take away the job you worked hard to build. Either way, it felt like the perfect ending.